Number one mistake that new coders make is they'll write too much code. See, what happens is that they will go and write 5, 10, 20 lines of code before they hit the test button. And by that time, they've accumulated so many problems that when they fix one issue, they'll just run into another one. So what you want to do is you want to walk smaller steps, baby steps. You want to bring the size of your code down. That means testing more often. You see, you do this and you're going to be able to isolate and find your bugs far more effectively. So let's go take a look at how that looks like. All right, so let's imagine that you wanted to make this app. This app, basically, you type in a number of weeks and it's going to print out there are 21 days and 3 weeks. You put in 2 and it's going to say there are 14 days and 2 weeks, right? So it's pretty simple. Now, let me show you what a new coder would do. A new coder would start writing from here, go weeks equals input, how many weeks. They would add days equals weeks times 7, print, nope, there are plus days in 2 weeks, or something like that, right? Then they run it, and then they find out, problems, right? And then let's say that they're really savvy and they know that this is the problem. Then they run it, and what happens? Oh, there's issues. And then they just keep running into problems after problems, and they don't understand why. So I know the problems and the solutions. So even with me, I am going to be able to come out of this much more quickly than you. So you could spend 10 days on this, and it's going to be all wrong because see, this is not 21 days. Why is the math wrong? All these things because you forgot to cast it or whatever. So what it is you're running from problems after problems after problems, and you get frustrated and you don't understand what's going on. Why is this happening, right? So that's what it looks like when you're coding as a new coder, because you're missing so many things and you're constantly running into problems. That's what a new coder does. So let's go see what an expert coder does. So this is what I do. And the crazy thing is I test more often than new coders, and I'm a lot better than new coders. And I still test more than them. So what I would do is when I'm writing my first thing, input, how many weeks, I don't trust this input. I don't go directly into whatever I'm doing. I'm gonna print this and make sure I get it right. So I get this. Verify this works. Sweet. Okay, that works. All right, next. I'm gonna go do the math, right? That's the next problem, line 2, right? Then I'm like, okay, days equals weeks times 7. Print days. You want to use that print statement like crazy. I use it all the time. What's wrong with this? The math is wrong. You see how, because I'm testing more often, I can see the problem. Now I know the problems in this line of code. And so that's a lot more easy. I can kind of see, all right, so this needs to be casted. It's a lot more easier for me to manage. And boom, now I got 21 days. So now that I know the math is right? So now let's go and do the rest of it. So print, there are plus days plus in days in a week. So now let's go run this. What's the problem? The concatenation. So now that I know this is good, it leads to this. So if I know a string, can I add to a string? It's much more easier for me to navigate and find the problems. Boom. In a week, what happens? 21 days in a week. Now I do the last portion in plus weeks plus weeks, and I run this. So there, boom. Now I got this answer. So do you see the difference? What it is that you want to code small. Even in this line of code, I split it into 2 pieces. I did not add everything at one time. I added a string to integer the string, and then the final string last. And so I encountered the same amount of bugs here as I did here. However, because I coded smaller, I walked in baby steps. I was able to find my problems much more easily. And my problems are isolated, and my code is a lot more stable. So that's what you want to do. You want to bring your code down, and it's going to make your life a lot better and a lot more easy to navigate.